What's up, guys? Welcome back. My name is Jeff. I'm the owner of RDR Gear in Salt Lake City, Utah. If you don't know what we do at RDR Gear, you can find out by one, watching this YouTube channel and subscribing. That helps a lot. Eventually, we're going to try to make this thing a deal and maybe get some stuff and do some things and all that good stuff. So if you don't follow the channel, please do so. You can also find what we do and products we build at rdrgear.com, as well as our Facebook and Instagram page, where I post a lot of things like the Safariland mods, canine gear, holsters, belts, all that good stuff. So you'll be able to find us on our social. So today, what do we have? Not an SP5. No, this is the SP5 Killer. This is the Century Arms AP5. This is our 2.0 video. This is I did this video because, of course, the HK fanboys out there in the world want to shit on anything that's not HK. And when you look at the history of these setups, is they have been built on HK machinery. They are simply not roll marked HK. So I wanted to do a little video upgrade and put a bunch of parts on the Century AP5 that were made for an HK. Everything I put on this gun was made for an HK MP5, but had zero machine work, zero aftermarket tweaking, tuning, filing, grinding, everything just literally strapped on, bolted on, and off we went. So let's start from the rear to the front. So this is a choke side folder. When I found this, I was super stoked. When I first got in the gun business, choke was a big deal. They were making shotgun stocks for the 1187s, for Benellis, for a bunch of different things. But these dudes were kind of the go-to in the kind of polycarbonate style side folders. This is a very well-built, very robust stock. It came with all the rear end hardware here. So all I had to do was pop the pin, put it on, but the cap fit perfectly, no issues whatsoever. And how this one works is, versus a pin or a push, it's a lift and throw it to the side. But once you throw it open, it will automatically lock. So it's super cool there. Sights, of course, came on the gun. We're using the same factory lower receiver that it came with. Then I went to the top end. This is the factory mount that comes in the box from Century Arms. I added the HoloSun EOTech, HoloSun EOTech, and EOTech up top here, which I really like because having that bigger red dot, I would really enjoy that. Unfortunately, I have to use the claw mount to get the EOTech to mount. This drop off right here is a little steep, so I do have a back to my B&T days of a little bit of hover, but once I find that placement, I'm good to go. And I do like the donut of death because it's just an easier dot to pick up. I do like that. The factory trigger, the more I shoot this gun, the more that trigger is really coming to its own. You'll see some footage from the range. That trigger, the splits are pretty solid. And no matter what I do to the B&T, I do like the B&T, but I'm falling in love more with the roller delayed because the thing just shoots so nice. The recoil is almost nothing. So I'm really enjoying that aspect of it. So I find myself shooting this more than the B&T. So Knight's Armament quad rail for the MP5. This is the one that is made for the HK, and you'll see the little markings down here for the HK. This had no filing, fitting, tuning whatsoever. Unscrewed the tension bolt in the bottom, dropped it in, hit the cross bolt up top, good to go. These are not inexpensive at all and difficult to find. I was able to score this one through a buddy. I added some ergo rails to some of the negative spacing here to help with the hand. Then on the bottom here, I'll put the CAC one back on. I'll cut it down. So on the Surefire light, this was a temporary fix for light. It works well, but with the suppressor on there, having a little longer, it's a dual fuel Surefire. I know people are gonna say, oh, mod light, rain, whatever. What the dual fuel does for the distance I would use this gun for is fine. It does everything I needed to do in the engagements that this gun is designed for, in my opinion. So I don't have to have some super high lumen, super far throw light. This works great. I basically took the 107 switch, put it to the side, so that way I can use these 3 fingers for momentary, and then I can just use my index finger for a constant on, and then switch that and go back to a momentary, right? If this finger wasn't all jacked up, I would be much easier in this video, but again, that gives me a way to activate the light. I'm not getting up top. The barrel itself is contained, the gas tube and all that. It's not getting crazy hot where I'm not C-clamping over the gun like so, but at the end of the day, it works very well. I'm super stoked with these. I'm hoping to try to work with Century Arms more in the future. They've got some great new guns coming out I'd like to get. I'm gonna try to order their new Kennick Rival next week. I really wanna get that one done, and I'm thinking about doing a K model version to kind of do some more stuff with that one. I love the K's history, but at the end of the day, this really doesn't need to be a $4,000 out the box, overpriced, MP5 SD. Because at the end of the day, it's the exact same conversion. You know, with the full auto bolt block in the rear, you can get these things converted if you want. I'll probably, like I mentioned before, I'll have this one converted probably this summer. But out the box, I think these are running around the street price around 17 and change, which is awesome because it still gives you a ton of budget to get additional magazines, maybe Form 1 this thing to a stock system, Midwest or B&T or HK Rail, money for a dot, etc., and get you guys off on the road. The one thing I did today, we ran some subs and it's very, very quiet. So again, that gives me a nice, easy package to mess with. I can shorten this up with Mod 9K, but again, right now, I do like the full-size suppressor. And other than that, this has really taken the place of my B&T, simply for how the trigger's broken in and the recoil impulse. I'm really enjoying this setup. So if you guys have any other questions, shoot me a DM, email, all that good stuff. And of course, we post 2 to 3 videos every week on gear that we use, gear that we buy, gear that we manufacture. Until next time, be well, take care.